Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to continuing coverage of this year's Women's U.S. Amateur Championship. We are down to the final round here at Strokers in Palm Harbor, Florida. Going to be a race to 9. I'm your host, Jason Bowman. I'm joined by Jeremy Jones. Jeremy, been a great tournament so far. We got a rematch from 2 rounds ago between Rachel Lang of Catskill, New York, taking on Stacie Bourbeau. Rachel got the better of Stacie 2 rounds prior.
Right.
Sent her into the one-loss bracket. Stacie's got a chance at redemption here.
Yeah, and something you brought up in the last match as far as the person coming off the one-loss side into this final can maybe have a little advantage because of time at the table, and especially because the match that Stacie played where she played super solid against a really solid player in Tina Mom. So I think a lot of confidence for both ladies going into this final.
Should be a great match. I think the ladies are about ready to go. Again, we've got Rachel Lang. Rachel is undefeated from Catskill, New York, taking on Stacie Bourbeau, a former U.S. Amateur champion from 2015. This is a single elimination round now, Jeremy. It was double elimination throughout the tournament. We get into the final round, extended race. The ladies have been going to 5. They'll go to 9 here in the final. Again, it's a combination of 8-ball and 9-ball, up to 6 games of 8-ball, up to 11 games of 9-ball. Winner of the lag chooses the break or the format, and I believe Stacie won the lag and has opted to start in the 9-ball set, which means Rachel Lang will have the break, and she is just about ready to go here at Strokers. Again, coverage of the Women's U.S. Amateur Championship. This is the finale here. All of our coverage brought to you by our friends at pooldog.com, and we are underway.
Yeah, and interesting because, you could say that Rachel got a little the best of Stacie in the 9-ball part of their hot seat match. I think probably playing such a good set of 9-ball in her last match against Tina maybe made it an easier decision on what to play here for Stacie since she won the lag.
Another interesting note, Jeremy. Their last match, they used the wood rack. They're on the template rack here, which Stacie just used in her match with Tina. But they didn't use it previously, so I'm curious to see if that makes any difference here. But
yeah,
kind of a curious change.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, and I think it may be because Rachel did have some dry breaks in the last match, right? So did Stacie. So Stacie obviously had a lot of success with the template in the last match, and here the missed safety a little bit, but she definitely made balls on the breaks. So Rachel's got to like that part of it.
Stacie very familiar with the pressure that comes in the late round matches here at the U.S. Amateur Championship. She is a 2015 amateur champion here. Rachel Lang also has had several appearances here at the U.S. Amateur Championship. Her top appearance, 7th place. So she has certainly improved upon that. But as we all know, once you get into the final, you want it all, right?
Yeah, that's right.
You want it all.
Yeah, and I like the one-race final myself. I know some would say, well, a disadvantage for the person that comes through the, undefeated side of the chart. But, some days you come through that side, some days you come through the other side. First fluke of the match there, a little bit on the cross corner. And she's pretty straight here. If she has a little bit of an angle to follow the ball, that would be nice. And she's not taking much time, so I think she's just stopping the cue ball. Nice aggressive stroke there from 7 feet away.
Rachel did have a little bit of a downtime there in between matches. I didn't see her hitting balls at any point, did you?
No.
Just kind of a bit curious, but
yeah, we talked about that. I kind of like to be hitting balls myself. We are a little different, but maybe she was just doing a little mental training.
There you go.
Now, one thing I've seen already that was a little different than the last match is the pace around the table for Stacie. Kind of got down on that 5-ball a little quicker than she did in most of the shots prior. Okay, watch out, cue ball. Gonna get a little bit. Oh, that's okay. She can follow this and beat the scratch, it looks like anyways. So you can certainly draw it if she wants. I think a natural high ball, though, is okay here. It is going to flirt with the scratch, but I think it does get to the top rail, the short rail with the cue ball. Okay, she's going, I can't tell where she's cueing. I think she's cueing bottom. And, you know, these ladies are at the table, so like all the time when we do the commentary, they see those little angles a little better than we do. Now Stacie's going to have some stretch here on the 6 ball. And you can see with the format, you know, 11 games of 9 balls. So this 9 ball is going to have a lot to do with the outcome of this set.
Absolutely.
And this championship. Is she cutting this? Wow. Wow, good effort. She's going to leave a little window maybe. Maybe not. Wow, so we might see a swerve shot, a jump shot. Might see a kick. I kind of feel like she's going to go to the air before she kicks at it. She could swerve the cue ball, though, around the 9, but it's super touchy. She's trying to see if she can just simply get rail first. Now, the problem with this is you follow this ball in a lot when you kick across the table and you're coming into a full hit. So if she kicks across, she's going to have to just get a piece of the 6. Or else she could give up the cue ball.
Rachel wanted to say hello to the folks back at the B&B Lounge back in New York. And her coach, John Chattel.
Okay, she could roll it softly and avoid that scratch I was talking about, but that's hard to do.
Got it.
Wow, she got a nice little thin hit off the top side of it, so super nice shot. And I like the speed she hit. Not too soft, but she kept good accuracy on the kick by not hitting it too hard. And a big shot on the 7 here in game number 1.
Mentioned earlier, Rachel represented the junior team back in 2014 in China. She was a second-place finisher at Junior Nationals in 2014 as well.
Okay, that was a tough shot. Is the 7 going to open up for a pocket? I think so, but again, another tough shot. And just at first glance, yeah, it looks, I think she can beat the scratch going forward, but she's got to hit it awfully pure. Now, this is a little more time she's taken. I liked that I saw in the last match. Nothing too much, but just kind of gathering herself. And she's made a lot of these back cuts, I'll tell you that. Cue ball should come near this lower right corner a little bit. And I'll tell you, she's gotten to the finals here with that shot today. She's made it about 3 times in some big moments. Got away from her that time, but still good effort.
Both of these ladies came into the day undefeated. 2 rounds ago, Rachel got the better of Stacie, sent her to the 1-loss bracket. Stacie rebounded with a victory over Tina Malm of Maryland, Tina finishing in 3rd place. And that has set up our rematch here in the championship final.
And it looks like she's going to roll this in. Looks like trying to go up the table and back. Pretty dangerous. So maybe a light one here on the 7. Nice shot, it looks like. Super nice. Got a friendly little bump off the point on the side. Got the cue ball off the rail. So impressed with the ladies. They don't slow roll that 9 ball, I'll tell you that.
Fired that ball in there. So the downtime doesn't appear to have affected Rachel's game, at least thus far. She takes a 1-0 early lead over Stacie Bourbeau in this race to 9. While they prepare the rack, we're going to hear a quick word from our friends at PoolDog.com. Harbor. Want to make sure we give a shout out to the crew here at Strokers, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Been a busy couple days for them as well, running around taking care of all of our participants. And, man, they have great service here, great food, really a first-class establishment here in Palm Harbor.
You can tell all that Jose does just and the staff, but same people. I've been here 3 years now, same people working here in a pool room with the turnover in a lot of places, right? Yeah. So solid place here in Palm Harbor, Strokers.
Get a chance to see Jose Del Rio, the owner here, in action.
Yeah.
This weekend, he's part of the field in the Open Division of the U.S. Amateur Championship. He and 119 other participants all vying to become the next U.S. Amateur Champion.
Yeah, if Jose, if he gets through those first couple matches as the owner here, right? So much going on your mind, but settle in. He'd be a dangerous player in this tournament.
Yeah.
Okay, she can put the cue ball kind of behind the 8. That's kind of the direction I'd like to go. You just bump the 2 up, maybe to where it goes a little over the 7, maybe a foot away or something like that. Just run the cue ball behind the 8. Yeah, Stacie doesn't miss on many opportunities, that's for sure, and a good shot. And that was a difficult rollout situation. She couldn't really get the cue ball freed up too many places, that being Rachel. So probably anticipated taking the worst of this a little bit. I don't know if she can get at this kick. Past the side looks like it might miss the 2 unless she really draws the ball. Oh, nice hit.
That'll bring Stacie back to the table.
And she's got a nice shot. It looks like top English with the hair right. Goes around the 5 a couple rails, back for the 3, maybe in the corner or the side. Oh, she's going to draw it. Okay. So she's going to go between the 5, 6 and back out. She caught the 5. That's going to be a little upsetting. And if you noticed, she cut the 2 to a little bit the, thin side of the pocket. That's why she caught the 5. And now she's in a tough spot. This is cuttable, but a dangerous cue ball. Man, that's twice she's, that's the same shot she made on the 8 pretty much to end the last match. So Stacie getting back in the groove. Does go by the 8. That's the pocket I kind of like. You can use the rail a little bit to slide the 5 in. Wasn't easy. I thought a shot, though, that Stacie would handle. Now Rachel needs to just keep it simple. Just kind of draw the cue ball over as long as it's not too thin. I think she can hold the cue ball up for a shot on the 6. No, it looks like she's going with more of a high ball, so. Oh, no, she drew. That looks a bit far. Yeah. I think she's got the outer edge of the 6, but I don't think it's makeable. Yeah, it's a great camera view there, and she'll try to maybe thin the 6 or whatever, but when it's sitting like this, usually the cue ball will double kiss the 6. Kind of no matter how you shoot it, unless you hit it paper thin. Yeah, it was a tough situation. So now Stacie with ball in hand runs out at a super high rate from here. Should draw back for the 7 in the same corner, this 8 in the opposite side. Plans change sometimes, but it looks like pretty easy. Now she's gotten a little straight, so she needs to go look at where she wants to get on the 8. It's always smart. Even though it's not a difficult situation, to get a little more detailed, you're always going to be a little better. Hitting a high ball, though. So we'll see where she's going with the cue ball. Okay. Kind of stunned it a little bit with the high ball. That end rail's been a little jumpy. Saw it a couple times in the last match, so no easy shot here on the 9 when the cue ball's near the rail. Yes, nice confident stroke there from Stacie.
Evens things up at 1 game apiece. Again, this is a race to 9. We're going to see 11 games in the 9-ball set.
And, you know, even more so, I mean, the shorter race, it plays a huge factor. And it's fairly equivalent to on the longer race, it seems like. But that choice, I think it really does mean something. So occasionally you'll give up the break and, you know, a player will break and run on you, and that hurts. But choosing the game, though, I think definitely has some input and has some impact on these matches.
If you're just joining us, you're watching the final match of this year's Women's U.S. Amateur Championship. Stacie Bourbeau at the table breaking here.
Watch the pink 4 on the wing. Oh, that ended up a little high. She hit him really square, too, so normally you hit him that square, the wing ball goes in with the template, but just barely missed. Now she can cut the 1 in the side. She's going to go into the 9. Like to ease this in and just bump the 9 on the rail and hold there for the 2. Oh, she played the safety. Looks like she's elevated a little bit. Not sure what she's doing here with this shot. Oh, trying to go behind the 2-8. She's caught it a little thin. Maybe able to use the 3, I don't know. It's close. Yeah, she's hitting down, so that means she can get at it to make it, trying to get position.
Nice.
Yeah, these ladies got skills, that's for sure. Unless she wants to reach over the side of the table, she's going to have to use the crutch here.
Rachel has finished as high as 7th place here at the U.S. Amateur Championship. She will certainly improve upon that standing here. She grabs the bridge.
Yeah, this is a funny situation. I like what she did looking to go forward. Now she's got to get all the way to the end rail, though, with the cue ball if she does go forward, the bottom rail here. Because she needs to get pretty straight on. Like, this is a makeable shot on the 3, but not much future getting on the 4. And that's for just anybody, really, not just this young lady, but it's a tough angle on the 3 to get to the 4. She could bank it, maybe, and kind of shove the cue ball above the 4, but I wouldn't be surprised she plays a safety. This is pretty awkward here. Now she's going to look at that bank I was talking about, which I think it is there. Yeah, she's going to go with a high ball off the top of the 3. Maybe trying to get behind the. Watch out, cue ball. Kiss the 7. Look at this. It's going to get the snooker maybe with the 7. And she can jump this. Kind of like the 2-rail kick going right by the 9 to the right side rail, in rail, and come underneath this ball. She could curve it too. That's what she's going to do. A lot of times when the ball's this far away, you get a pretty good feeling for hitting this ball, maybe even making it. All right, she's going to take on the cut. The 5's near the pocket, but speed's got to be good on the cue ball. You got the 6 and the 9. And watch out for the 9, by the way. If she's just flat cutting this in, oh, she put spin.
Jeremy and I will be back here tomorrow for coverage of the Open Division of the U.S. Amateur Championship. Play begins at 10:30 a.m. Eastern. That'll be our first round. Make sure you tune in for all the action at this year's U.S. Amateur. Give a shout out to our sponsors, Pool Dog, Aramith Balls, Action Cues, and of course our friends here at Strokers for hosting this event.
Yeah, the staff's always awesome. Local players are always entertaining as well. So, little stretch here for Stacie. I don't know if she can get at it without the. Okay, she can. Needs a little bit of draw, maybe. Okay. She's got a little angle here, so she can go top left or top right English. Just depends on how she wants to play the cue ball. She can kind of go straight high ball. That might bring her towards this bottom rail, though. So she wants to get out away from the rail. All right, she went top inside, top right. Perfect shot on the 9 now to tie her match at 1 apiece. Oh, no, it is 1 apiece, excuse me, to take the lead at 2-1.
Pockets that 9 in the side fairly easily. As Jeremy said, takes a 2-1 lead. She will have the break. If you're interested in competing in the U.S. Amateur Championship, the entry window is now open. You can sign up today at our website, poolplayers.com. You go to the U.S. Amateur Championship section. Compete in a preliminary round next September. Top players there will advance to the championship round. So that it all begins by signing up.
Yeah, and then I guess you're given locations in your area for those qualifications. Is that how that goes?
Yeah, players are assigned to a preliminary round depending on where they're at. Sometimes they got to go a little further depending on where the nearest preliminary is. But I think we had about 2,500 participants in the preliminary rounds this year. That gets whittled down to, 128 in the men's field. And
right.
What did I say we had in the ladies?
48.
40, yeah, 48.
47.
A little less, yeah, but.
Okay, long shot on the 1, but doable, and a 2-9 lurking, maybe. Oh, a confident stroke right there, I'll tell you. And she's going to hold position on the 2. So, big first shot there. Then, don't know if she can do much besides stop her ball here and take a cut on the 3. Maybe she has a little angle. A lot of work left, though. 5 to the 7, 7 to the 8. And this is where, at least later on, she may consider playing underneath the 7. That not only the 5 kind of leads towards underneath the 7 a little bit, but a lot of times easier to follow your ball on the 7 than have to draw it to get to the 8. So I like her just drawing this back, anywhere from 3 to 6 inches, maybe something like that, maybe even a foot, and then just take the shot on the 5 and follow to the underneath side of the 7. So this is an easy shot to overcut a little bit with a high ball trying to get on the 7. So you have to stay committed. And the reason why you overcut it easily is you want to help the cue ball movement. So it's very easy to just kind of push it a little bit on trying to help the cue ball, and you can sometimes overcut the 5. So, oh, she hit that sweet. Little hard, but still, I think that's the smart play. She's going to have to go with a top English across the table twice to get down here for the 8. This kind of shot here, though, early in the match can do wonders for your confidence. Just rattled it just a little bit. Really hit the ball pretty well. Well, Stacie's going to have a nice reward after a lot of great shooting there by Rachel, but okay, she can roll it, hitting the rail first, just kind of cheat the pocket a hair. Yeah, I like that. Make sure you get off the rail with the cue ball. She's falling a little straight, so I don't know if she's going to draw her ball here for a cut on the 9, maybe. Good thing she's off the rail with the cue ball so she can work it backwards. Oh, yeah, nice shot.
Stacie takes a 3-1 lead.
And we talked about it before. Those leads have held up. Now that's been these races to 5. And, you know, it just makes sense. You can come back a little easier on the longer races. But these early parts of the sessions sure do matter.
Again, we'll see up to 11 games of 9-ball and then 6 games of 8-ball. It kind of depends on how things work out in terms of the score, but right now, Stacie in control of this match. She has the break once again.
Yeah, she's won 3 in a row after Rachel went in the first game. Had a really nice shot on the 9, fired it in, no problem. Well, Stacie is stuck to this same break spot. She had a lot of success in her last match. Had a few dry breaks here, though. Corner ball's not seeming to go down. There it goes. Took a little speed off there,
yes,
Jason. So, and I think she's got a portion of the pocket by the 6, and if she does and buries this 1 ball, she'll follow down for the 2, and a good chance she clears these. Be a huge game here. Take a 3-game lead. Like I said, I know it's a tough shot, but I think she has enough pocket on the 1 by the 6 to be offensive here. Yeah, not much. Great camera view there. Just caught it a hair heavy. All right, a miss we don't see from these lays very often. Just a lot of times when you're putting English on the ball, you're worried about position so much, you can take your eye off the object ball just a little bit. I don't know if she can see just the top side of the 1. She'll go up table with the cue ball. Otherwise, I'd put her behind the 2 if I could see it all. I don't want to put the 1 near the 9 right here. Like, say she hits the left side of this 1 and goes up table. That 1 ball could creep over by the 9, and with the 6 there, it could give up an early win. See this, where the 1's going? Okay, got past the 9, but
yeah.
And I think she's left a kiss shot for if she knows the shot. Just a little little cut on the 1 with the top English should go right in off the 9. Kind of hard to miss, really. Now you got to use a little top English, which puts a little reverse on the 1. Once it hits the 9, it'll kind of draw off of the 9 a little bit towards the pocket. I think the only way to miss this one is either draw the cue ball or really cut the 1 and hit the 9 a little too thin. Now watch out for the cue ball as far as going around the table or towards the corner. Yeah, nice shot. Uh-oh, little 9-ball play here. And this is similar to a match earlier I told you about, Jason, to where, at least so far, it seems like, even though she trails 3-1, that Rachel's made most of the balls in this match. You know what I mean? Kind of feels that way.
Absolutely.
So. Like a safety. It's going to get past the side. Very effective. Looks like Stacie might be going for the jump cue.
Yep.
Now, the thing about this, it's all about the hit. Maybe she flukes the 4 in, or maybe she's playing the 4, but I don't think she has a pocket on the 2.
Seen her execute a few really solid jump shots, too, so we'll see what she does here.
Yeah, and jumping is, you know, of course you have to create a little power, but it's really about hitting the cue ball accurately. That's the equipment these days. The balls jump pretty easy as long as you're hitting the cue ball pretty solid. All right, super tough combo she's left. We'll see if Rachel wants to take it on or not.
Look at
9
this.
ball.
Look at this. Nope.
Oof.
Just missed.
It was moving, though. And I don't know Rachel very well, and I don't think this is the case, but sometimes, Stacie's been here before in this final match before, and she played the last match very loose and, and played very well. But sometimes in these finals, you can get to, like, worrying instead of playing. You want to still feel like you're playing, like it's a game,
Mm-hmm.
So I think Rachel will get there to that point. But don't worry about perfect. Just get, like I said, get to playing a little bit like you're enjoying yourself. It really goes a long ways, especially in these types of situations. Now, if she cuts this in just with a high ball, kind of feel like the cue ball's going towards the 9. So watch out. She hit a little thick.
Rattled the 2, scratched in the side.
Stacie will set this up with a little angle and work the cue ball for the 3. You can see the real work, though, is from the 4 to the 6 to the 7. Looks like she's going to draw this ball.
You recall the score the last time they played? I was trying to think. It was not a very close match.
No. It was 5-1, I believe.
5-1 or 5-2.
We didn't even see the 8-ball side of anything. It was 5-1.
That's right. So Rachel looked very flawless in that match. Seen some mistakes here.
Yeah, and it may be that match that I'm thinking of to where Stacie played a great match. I kind of felt like she pocketed as many balls as Rachel, but then just had a little mistake at the end. And now this is a flat angle to move the cue ball off of, and she's got to get all the way out to the middle of the table somewhat anyways. So she's got a little too much angle, excuse me, to hold for the 6 on the rail there. Well, it's got to go a bit. And all she did there it was a good stroke. She just caught the 4 a little thick to the pocket, so that'll cost you a little cue ball travel. She's not too upset. Well, should be able to tell how she's going to play this by the way she addresses the cue ball. Oh, she's got a kick. Okay. Interested to wonder if she had a piece of that 6 ball. Kind of what the doctor ordered here for Rachel, right? A pretty good starter, pretty doable out here to get back on the board. So she's a little straight. The cue ball is going to be a little near the rail. So this is where you really want to look. You know, since you're going to be on the rail, you can't work the ball that much. So you have to look at what angle you really want on the 8 to get the, you know, kind of easy position on the 9. I think just a little past the 8 would be great. A little before the 8. Of course, straight in is not that good. And it's the same. I think the same things as earlier, just really concentrating on position, and you kind of overlook what's in front of you with the object ball.
Yeah, really a drastic difference from what we saw a little bit earlier from Rachel right now. Still time to right the ship, though. Again,
Absolutely.
This is the extended race to 9, but just not what we saw in the last match between these two.
Yeah, and I think it's a little what I talked about a moment ago. It's like she's really not wanting to make mistakes, you know, instead of just getting in the flow a little bit, you know. And she's got to understand the race to 9 allows that. It not only allows a mistake or two more, but you can make that mistake up if you get to feeling good about your game. But this is not the lady to give up a lead to, I tell you that. She is a bulldog.
Stacie extends that lead now to 4-1.
And the thing is, you know, if you exchange games, you know, 4-1 looks pretty hard to win from, right? But the other thing is what I said a second ago. Stacie just, you know, she might have a miss. We all miss. But she's just not really going to give away games with her brain very often. So it's hard to make up games on Stacie.
As we mentioned, she is a former U.S. Amateur Champion, 2015. So she's been here before.
Oh, yeah.
Very familiar with the pressure, especially the pressure that comes in that last match. I mean, you know, Jeremy, that last match is a little different than all the other matches, right?
Yeah,
'Cause
absolutely.
You're so close you can taste it, but
Well, there's all kinds of emotions, you know,
Yeah.
like, you know, the first time I ever made a pro final, I was so happy to make the pro final, I should have just left because I was done anyways. I got robbed in the final by Earl, you know, so I learned something there, right? You know,
yeah.
so you can easily get distracted in a good way, meaning you're happy, but, you know, can make you lose focus a little bit. Then, like I was talking about a moment ago, you want to play your best game here, but, you know, just don't worry about a mistake or two. You got to get loose. And you can see, though, Stacie giving a lot of respect to Rachel in these rollout situations. She knows she just can't roll out anywhere against this young lady. She could take on the kick shot. I figure her to hit it, but why not roll out when you have the choice? And she might roll out to a little bit of a kick shot maybe, or just a little sliver on the 2. We'll see. It's going to be a little hard, so she's going to give up an offensive shot if Rachel wants to take it, and I think she should. All right. Pretty natural to add a hair left English with the top here and come 3 rails around the 4 for the 3 in the same pocket. Not sure what the ladies are discussing.
Called the referee over, maybe to watch the hit here.
Maybe to deal with the rack. Getting the rack off is what I would guess. With the ball, when multiple balls get in there, it can get a little touchy.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And our ref said, I'm leaving. That's up to y'all. I'm not dealing with that. Yeah, and the easiest way is, you know, you have someone there, just replace that one ball. So I always talk about it in crucial situations. In the bigger events, the pro events, we use them some. Why not just cut it? Just snip it. We got plenty of them, right?
That's a good point.
Yeah, in a crucial situation, you're worried about replacing a ball maybe for a combo or something like that, right? So
just another of the factors with the template racks that
yeah,
you gotta kind of get used to.
Okay, I think she's got a pocketable ball here. I think she can just get to the left side of that 2 now. I wouldn't say totally ease it, but she's been really good at this soft shot from some distance. See if she can do it again. Yeah, she's been super solid from long range.
Some folks asking about the template rack, of course, once it comes into play, and that is up to the 2 participants if they agree to use it. It's okay with us. It's not mandated by the tournament or restricted. But what we mentioned earlier was interesting because when they faced off just a couple rounds ago, they did not use the template rack. So somebody obviously changed their thinking along the way, and now we've got it in the final match. So.
Or if I had to take a guess, I would say maybe it was Stacie that said no to the template the first time, lost the match, then played with the template and played great against Tina. So said, hey, let's go with it.
I think that's probably a good assessment, yeah.
Okay, she's gotten perfect here. I think the 5 does go by the 9. I think the 6 is cuttable on the side, so if she maintains here, she may extend that lead. It's a little light, a little bit. I'm not saying it's bad because she certainly can run the cue ball. But anytime, you'd like a little less angle just so the 5 is a little less missable maybe. She's playing good. And she's kind of settling into that tempo she really showed in the last match. Not getting in a hurry, but not taking too much time. Kind of making that decision and committing. So this is the type of shot she's overcut a couple times. And I'm not really sure why. I mean, like she'll hit everything perfect like that and then just from nowhere. Now, sometimes a lot of these ladies, I talked to Stacie, she's been playing on the 7-footer a lot of times, right? So, nothing against 7-footers, but they don't stay as prime condition, as clean. And sometimes you get in these tournament formats, the conditions are so good. The ball's cut a little easier, actually. So, oh, my. Uh-oh. Here's a fluke. Here's a big fluke at a big moment. And you could see Rachel raise the hands to the head there. She saw it coming. And I don't know, you're not a pool player, but you've been around it so much. Did you see a little difference in the tempo of her swing that time? Like a little jabby, little quick. I bet she smooths it back out here. Yeah, nice shot.
Nice.
Yeah, nice shot. And that's what the top dogs do. They take advantage of a little bit of fortune, right? Fluke the ball on the side, and she's going to, we all get lucky. It's about how you capitalize. Wow, this lady's playing nice.
Nice cut there on that 9 in the corner. Takes a
5-1 lead.
5-1 lead now in this race to 9.
Yeah, and that's 5 in a row. Rachel did open this match with the first game.
Yeah, at this point, we talked earlier, Stacie won the lag, decided to start in that 9-ball set. Looks to be a good selection at this point.
Yeah, and it's been, from what I recall now, they all haven't worked out, but most of the ladies have picked pretty accurately, it seems like. When it's been the person who's gotten the choice, they've taken advantage of that choice.
I feel like you see that more in the ladies than in the men's side. I feel like the men typically take the break. I mean, they
want the break, yeah, for sure. And, I think probably the ladies pay attention to each other's games a little more than the men. You know what I mean? So the men are thinking, I want to shoot first, regardless who I'm playing. And then, and also in this situation right here, You know, Stacie can come off that last match. She didn't even get to the 8-ball. She just played excellent 9-ball. So why would she change a thing, right?
True.
So, all right, watch the 5-ball on the wing. A little lighter break speed. Oh, she missed it a little bit. Cut the 1 a little much. Gonna get the 5 down though.
A little bit of a messy rack there, though.
Yeah, you don't get the opening whenever you miss the 1. You don't hit it very flush. Kind of like my golf game. Find places on the golf course no one has ever found before.
Did you bring your golf clubs
I
on
did.
the trip?
I did, yeah.
There you go.
I like to get out to the driving range if I get time. But
So when it's all said and done, this is going to be like a what? How many multi-week
trip
for you, right?
3 weeks, pretty
3
much.
weeks in
yeah.
Florida in February? What are you thinking?
Well,
man?
not just in Florida. I went to Houston for a couple days, yeah.
I noticed you're sticking to the South, though.
Oh, yeah. I went to the Derby right before this. And
You're staying below I-10, aren't you?
yeah. Until I go home, at least I got to go a little north to Dallas area. But yeah, the Derby makes you realize or reminds me how much I hate the cold weather. So.
Yeah, but you don't actually leave the casino very often at the Derby, do you?
No, but you do a little bit, you know.
Self-sustain there.
Yeah.
Derby City Classic.
Yeah, it was crazy this year. I figured it was going to be busy and anticipation after a couple years off. All right, tough shot here, but usually Stacie goes for these thin cuts, and she's trying to come to the backside of the 2. Man, she's playing good. And anytime she's hitting a high ball, she stays super smooth. We'll see if she wants to take this one on. And the one thing about Stacie, without knowing her, the feeling I get anyways, is she's not going to let this lead make her go for something she's not supposed to go for. Like, she's going to squeeze on this lead right here and really make Rachel earn it, which is what you're supposed to do. So.
Tough spot to get things going here, though.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. She's gonna make her earn it, right? Good thing is, from what I see, no give up in Rachel Lang. She's got to swerve this with a little spin. She might make it if she hits it. Cut it backwards. Need a little more spin.
That'll give ball in hand to Stacie Bourbeau.
Yeah, and here's a lady that picks her routes in a smart way for the most part. I've learned a few things. All right, the 4 goes by the 7. So she'd like to track the cue ball to get kind of straight in on the 3 to where she kind of stop her ball. Well, it looks pretty perfect. It'd be even nicer if she could bump the 9 away a little bit. I think she got kind of really straight. She may draw for the 4 in the same pocket. We'll see. Oh, looks like a stop shot. Ooh, she stunned forward a little bit. Got away from her just an inch or 2. So now we'll see what kind of mood she's in. Does she want to go for this or take on the safety?
Somebody had a question for you, Jeremy, about Larry Neville.
Oh.
The passing.
Yeah, super
recently.
sad.
I don't know how well you knew him.
Oh, I know him real well, yeah. Really, really top flight player. One of the biggest strokes you'll ever see in the game. And really a guy never had anything but good words to say to people. So sad to lose Larry.
Yeah. Not one of the players I ever had the pleasure of meeting along the way.
Yeah, well,
Certainly know the name.
He's had obviously some health issues, so he really hasn't been able to play the kind of pool that all of us are used to him playing and us seeing him play the last several years. But just a guy will be remembered, that's for sure. All right, she usually goes for these cuts. We'll see. She didn't really look at it, though, so she's going into the 6 with the cue ball. Yeah, super nice shot. Now she's got a little running angle. She's got to reach over the table a little bit, but I think top with a little bit of left English. She's going right, though. This is tougher, I think. Yeah, I would rethink that one.
It was almost like she could hear you there.
Yeah, top right is going against the green. I would rather go top left, even though it is traveling a little longer that way. I think it's a better way to go. Yeah. She stunned it kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see if that can get Rachel going here.
Yeah.
Little opportunity now.
Well, she flew out of her seat. I saw that.
Yeah.
And you could see that Stacie wasn't too happy with that mistake. She knows, the match isn't over, but 6-1.
Yeah.
Bigger, a lot different complexion than 5-2.
See if Rachel can finish this rack off and pick up her second game, draw a little closer to Stacie. Change the momentum of this match a little bit.
And, she didn't get where she wanted right there, but, Rachel's a ball pocketer. She's a straight shooter. She moves the cue ball well. Just, it's like getting a flow of making balls. That's all I'd say to her. You're going to play pretty good position, pretty decent position at least. That looks like pretty good speed. Little jump on the cue ball there. Yeah, perfect.
So Rachel does, in fact, capitalize on the mistake.
Yep.
Picks up her second game. Now trails by 3, and she will have the break.
Yeah, and remember that scratch. I think Stacie will shake it off. It's just a matter of, how the pool gods are. Well, you don't know it as well as the rest of us, but they can be a little brutal at times. That wasn't easy, but she made a little bit of a mistake, and we'll see if Rachel can get some opportunity to capitalize off that mistake.
See if she can keep Stacie in her seat for a little bit.
That's right. She unloads on the rack, that's for sure. The 2's going to come around for a nice shot. A little bit of distance and a little thin, but not bad. The 4-7's a little ugly here by the 9, but
Two in the corner there for Rachel.
And she's gotten decently full on this to where she can follow down, maybe produce a bank on the 4, maybe get to where she can play a pretty nice safety on the 4. She's going to look to see. I don't think it's really cuttable. Like, she's looking at the bank shot from there, and I like it myself just because she can be really accurate shooting a 3 and getting to that position on the bank on the 4. It's one thing if you're stretching it a little bit, but this lays pretty nice. Ooh, she caught it thick.
Gonna get a little help there, though.
Yeah. And that's kind of what I was talking about as far as that mistake in the last game, right? Now, Rachel's missed a ball she's not supposed to and gotten a little bit of a roll. Now, I heard Stacie commenting on a shot yesterday she made that was similar to this, to where she had a long rail kick and roll it in lightly. Let's see if she can repeat it. That's the only way to hold position on the 4. Now she kicked firm. Pretty accurate. May give up a 3-9 though, I don't know. A bunch of the guys filtering in to watch this final.
Watch the final and get on those tables as soon as it's over.
Yeah, I saw a good player from Dallas that I didn't realize he was in this event. Saw him here, Curtis Caldwell. Remember that name? I wouldn't be surprised if he makes a deep run, that's for sure.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, he's a tough cookie, I tell you, in that DFW tour. I don't know if you've ever seen it, any of it online at all, but whew, he's tough.
That's your dark horse pick in the.
I got to look at the field, yeah,
Okay.
but he's improved a lot. He plays a lot of competitive pool with a lot of great players. The DFW tour is a handicap tour that, you have me sometimes playing, Shane McMahon, Chris Reinhold, guys that can play, and Curtis holds his own, that's for sure. Now this looks like it may scratch with a high ball. Might go right by the 9, it looks like to me. Hard to doubt her, though, because I don't know if anybody's cut these backwards better than her all week. Maybe a light speed she can be.
Got it.
Got it. And see how she cheated the pocket a little bit? I think that helped her with the cue ball, and pretty smart. Normally she would roll this kind of forward. Oh, she shot that one a little more. Most of the time she's been rolling forward on those shots. A little bit of fortune here. Type of kick shot you fluke in a little higher percentage than you think. Maybe up in that corner. Maybe it banks long rail in the bottom corner. Oh, she hit it thin. Left nothing easy here. Pocketing the ball is not a problem, but getting the cue ball back for the 6, that makes that 4 missable. Now, I don't think Stacie will try to do too much. Maybe just come across on the underneath side of the 7 and take the longer shot on the 6. Yeah, like this. She's a pretty smart, simple player, and that's what experience does. Makes you realize, let me not go crazy on this shot. Let me work a little harder on the next shot is all. I would probably come down here. It's a little funny to hold for the 7 in the corner, it looks like. She's asking it to stop a little bit, so it's a little back and forth now. Just going to have to come across the table twice. I mean, she might be able to ease that in. I don't see the reason to do that, though. She's got too good a stroke to pass up on this. It's got to go. It's got to go a little bit. Big decision time here, Jason. I mean, the cut shot with the bridge is super tough. Not too hard to clip the 8 and put her behind the 9 with the cue ball.
Stacie ponders her next move.
And I think if she could reach it, she cuts it in. But with the bridge,
Play safe here.
Yeah, that's got to go. It's easy to do, leave that shot like that. And I don't know if she did. She definitely left the rail first shot. I don't know if she left the ball first shot. And that's a great camera view there. That looks like she's got to go rail first to make it or curve the cue ball. And I was wondering because Stacie didn't look too upset about the shot she made. All right, easy to overcut this going rail first. Oh, wow, great shot.
Rachel now on the 9 ball. This would give her 3 games to Stacie's 5. And she pockets it without a problem. She'll hold the break.
And it's amazing pool. I'm so convinced it's a sport, Jason. I mean, sometimes it's game for game. Sometimes it's streaks like this match where, somebody wins several games and the next one wins several games. It's just a hard thing to predict, pool is.
can see Stacie preparing the rack there.
It's kind of like what I said earlier. She hit the 7 well. It was just one revolution short of being perfect on the 8, so got to leave that mistake behind.
It's the 7 ball to drop. Something else. Let's see.
Just the 7, I think. Now it looks like it should be a safety. 1 behind the pink 4, cue ball up table. I think it landed on the template, so. One of our APA refs coming in. Okay, she can see a little sliver of the 1, so I think she'll cut off of that and run the cue ball. Try to leave a long shot, maybe get a snooker. Could kick behind this, but I like edging this ball. And it's going to run into the 6, so it's going to give up a shot on the 1. Oh, watch out, cue ball. Yeah, I like her rethinking this, I think. It's hard to kick to that rail when you're so close to it and be accurate. You're better off to go away from it and spin at it somehow.
And she'll give ball in hand here to Stacie.
And Stacie's lost 2 games in a row with opportunity in both those games, so doubt it gets her too mental, that's for sure. She seems pretty solid, but definitely wants to get this game on the board now, having ball in hand.
If you're just tuning in, you're watching the championship round of this year's Women's U.S. Amateur Championship, which began yesterday here at Strokers in Palm Harbor. Down to the final match here this afternoon. Stacie Bourbeau at the table out of Orange, Massachusetts, looking to secure her 2nd U.S. Amateur Championship title, her first coming in 2015. Her opponent, Rachel Lang, seated there in the corner, trying to scratch and claw her way back into this match.
Yeah, she's doing it. I mean, Stacie just played really well. I mean, there were a few shots that Rachel liked to have back there early, but Stacie just fully capitalized. Now it looks like she's going to play the safety with ball in hand here, and I think she's very capable of running these. It looks like she's going to put her behind the 5-6. Oh, the 2 behind the 5-6.
Nice.
She wants a referee to call the hit. Thing is, we're not playing 3 fouls. So, really, if Rachel didn't like this kick shot, she could just give up the ball in hand and probably get a better kick shot on the next. Now, I think she'll hit it if she does go for it 2 rails. I think she might just give up ball in hand, yeah.
Concedes the shot.
Yeah. And so now she's got to tear these open a hair and run the cue ball up the table. It might take a few shots to get these open, but she could try to get her behind the pink 4 if she really liked it. Now the thing is, she's not going to open the 2 up much doing that, I don't think. I think she just barely shaves the 2, kind of stays there. Really surprised she played it safe with the ball in hand in the last, though. Oh, she opened them. So a nice path for the cue ball. If she can cut the 2 in, it'll go between the 5-6, up the table to the top rail, and then back down for the 3. You don't really have to hit it too hard to get a lot of cue ball movement. Yeah, nice shot. Perfect speed, it looks like. It's going to give her a nice angle on the 3 to use the rail to come back for the 4. Now this is where, of course, you need a little angle, but even more so in my mind on these shots is make sure you feel a little bounce off this second rail. Don't land on the cue ball, on the rail with the cue ball. Okay, so she's getting near that rail. And the thing is, it's just you don't have many options working the cue ball when you're near the rail. So I'm not sure what she can do here to try and get all the way out.
Again, Rachel Lang at the table trails by 2 games. Her opponent, Stacie Bourbeau, leading 5-3 in this race to 9.
Looks like she's going to try and get short side for the 5-8 combo. Watch out. Oh, perfect cue ball. Is that on the 6? That might be on the 6. Oh, maybe perfect. Wow, what a shot. She looks pretty happy with it. Maybe she is snookered. I liked her being aggressive, though. I mean, I know you can't get these games back in the tournament, but I think when she gets going, she's a pretty good offensive player. So she'll kick with a little bottom English, trying to hold the cue ball, I think anyways, and try and send the 5. She might make it in the side. You never know. But she's trying to get some separation between the cue ball and the 5. That way, if she does leave Stacie a shot, at least she's got to come with a tough one. Even here is fine. That's going to come up, but look how difficult it is to not only pocket the 5, but get position on the 6. She may bank this cross corner, Jason, just because position is so tough. Well, she banked it long rail, excuse me.
Wow.
And the work's not done here. This is one of the tougher shots for position, because if it was a little thinner, you could easily go up and down the table. If it was a little thicker, you could hold for the 8. But now she's kind of right in between. So watch out for the cue ball scratch and position coming up and down. She hit it sweet. Now she's going to get a little cut by the side pocket if she doesn't scratch. Wow, that was too good for that scratch. But again, things are kind of changing in this match,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, you can feel it. Chance for Rachel to pull within 1 here.
Yeah, no reason to draw back here if she doesn't want to. She can do exactly what she's looking at. Just roll the 8 in and play the 9 in the opposite corner. Nothing wrong with that. A lot of people don't like short side position, but if it kind of makes sense, why not?
She pockets that 9 in the corner, pulls within 1 game.
Yeah, it's been a set of little streaks. 1 game start for Rachel, then 5 in a row for Stacie, and now 3 in a row for Rachel Lang. Only 2 more games of the 9-ball left, so these ladies, one of them's going to want to capitalize, that's for sure.
Make sure you follow us on our Instagram page. Lots of great content there, as well as our YouTube channel. Some of you folks tuning in, I'm sure, to our live stream feed on our YouTube platform, while the rest of you watch us on Facebook. Are you a Facebook viewer or a YouTube viewer, Jeremy? Where do you watch your live content?
Facebook mainly,
okay.
yeah.
You're a Facebook guy.
I'll watch some on YouTube, though. I've watched some before.
It's like the only way I can ever get a hold of you is on Facebook. Too. I tried to call you last night. You don't answer, but Facebook.
Did you call?
Like
actually call?
Like yeah.
Oh, did you? I was snoozing, man. I was out.
Trying to take you to dinner, man.
I know.
You were blowing me off. It's all right.
Rain check.
See how it
Rain
is.
check. Want a good piece of fish is what I'm really craving, but
not hard to find down here.
No, not at all.
Restaurants everywhere.
Yeah, this place is buzzing, that's for sure. And so is Rachel Lang with a little comeback here. And a good shot at the one. Ooh, just rattled it. She's going to leave the cue ball between the 3-5, so Stacie's going to have an opportunity to get back rolling a little bit. Maybe the 5 has her, but I didn't think so.
Stacie fires that one ball in the corner.
And she's got enough angle to work the cue ball, you know, with top and a hair right. And I think stay away from the 7-8. I think she'll come between the 7-9, depending on, you know, how much side spin she wants to use. If she just uses straight high, now the 7-8's a problem maybe. Wow, she killed it with inside English. What a shot. I didn't even think that was possible. And so she put a little left on there. Now she can go forward easily for the 5 in the side. The 6 goes in both sides, and you can see that goes in the corner by the 9, not by the 7-8. So just doesn't want to get extreme on the 5. That's the main thing. You don't want to get a ton of angle. Straight in's fine.
This match began with Rachel Lang taking the first game before Stacie Bourbeau put 5 games in a row together and took a commanding 5-1 lead. Rachel has since battled back with 3 games in a row herself.
Yeah, and I wasn't watching the ball that much. I was just watching Rachel's demeanor there, and right when she pulled the trigger, and she wasn't happy, I could tell, and she ended up quite a bit short on the 5, and now kind of going away from the 6. So this is nothing easy on position. She may have to take a tough shot on the 6 ball. Is she playing safe? Wow. Taking no chances. And good speed there. Rachel's going to go the air here. The jump cue.
This is the 10th game of the 9-ball set. So after this, we'll see one more rack of 9-ball, and then they will move into the 8-ball set.
And I kind of expected a close match. Didn't look like it at first, the way Stacie was playing, and really not too much Rachel did wrong, but Stacie was just playing great. She got a lot of speed on that one. She needs to dodge the point right there. Oh, it held up. Still kind of going away from the 6, this shot on the 5, and she's on the rail. I don't know if she can really put a lot of speed on this and get up table and then back down table. That's unless she jacks up on the cue ball, elevates the cue. But if she hits a high ball here and tries to move it up table and down, I really fear the scratch. Now, if she rolls it, that's one thing, but man, she knows how to beat those scratches. She's going to love that bump on the 6, and I think it's a little deserved. That was a nice shot. She cheated the pocket there. Looks like a stop shot here. She gave up on the cue ball just a little, so now she's going to have to probably go back and forth. She might be able to kill it. She's close enough to it.
Decides to rethink her strategy a little bit there.
Boy, look at that ball. Kind of checked. She really stayed away from the side. She was worried about that side pocket scratch. Now she's going to play a safety. She's not even thinking twice. Well, I don't think the bank's really on. It's close. But the 8's awfully close to the rail. Yeah, I don't think I could bank at that one. Now, she can see the entire ball, I think, anyway, so she can get to the left side of the 8 to play the safety. Putting the 8 up table. Maybe the cue ball behind the 9. Yeah, she wanted a little more out of the cue ball.
Mate in the corner there for Stacie. Leaves herself nicely on the 9.
I'll tell you what, that's the epitome of smoothing the ball in right there. That was a long shot, and she just hit it clean. And back on the board. It's been a while. 3 games, right? It was 5-1.
Yep. Extends her lead now to 6-4 over Rachel Lang. One more rack of 9-ball before we switch to the 8-ball set. Stacie once again will have the break. Fairly tight match, as you would hope here in the championship final. Of course, now is a great time to join any of our leagues around the country. If you're not involved in APA, you're looking to get out of the house, I think we can say, Jeremy, we've all earned a night out, right, over the last 2 years. We've earned a night out, so go to poolplayers.com, check us out, get involved in a local league. Certainly do not have to have the experience of these ladies to play in an APA league.
No, and that's where you start to get it, right? That's where you get your feet wet, start to understand some things about the game and enjoy the play in it.
I think when beginners find our leagues, they realize that how coveted they are because of the handicap system and where the numbers work. Beginners and new players are so coveted, they don't understand that until they get into the system. And a lot of folks think, well, I'm not good enough to do that.
Yeah.
No, you're perfect.
Exactly.
You're exactly what we're looking for. I promise.
Exactly.
You come in. And
I see it all the time back home. Local posts about needing this level player, lower level player, and so on.
Well, I can't think of another sport where it is that way. I mean, traditionally you've got to be, you've got to have some skill to do most sports, but with the leagues and the way that they're structured, it really is inviting for those that haven't done it to come get involved. So.
Yeah, and you're usually going to find many that have just started right before you, so you're not going to be super uncomfortable, right?
Yep.
And generally, at all levels, there's usually people there to help you with your game, show you a few things, make you feel like you're progressing and actually make you progress. Now, if the 2 goes here, she tried to break it out. So she's going to have to kick and stick here, maybe with a little low ball, trying to send the 2 by the 6 up the table. She can see a little sliver of the 2, but the kick shot's still a better play. Can't really predict much, kind of cutting the 2, and she's looking at maybe kicking it some other way, maybe. She's asking the ref to watch the hit just to make sure nothing crazy happens. Should be pretty obvious if she's going to the low rail there, though.
Referee here, Brad Jones out of the Mid-America APA. One of our many league operators around the country who volunteer their time to work our events.
Now this kick shot here, like I said, should be obvious. And if she hits it how she wants, the 6 should 'should 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 ' Nice little reward.
Mm-hmm.
Now the 2 with a top English kick into the rail might go right in this corner by the 9 off the 8. Looks like it's sitting pretty nice. Center ball, high ball, something like that. Needs a little bit of speed, not a lot. Yeah,
You
just
called
like that.
one.
Yeah, it looked pretty flush, pretty
Yeah.
dead.
Nicely done by Rachel Lang there.
Yeah, and a huge game here at 6-4. You know, keeping Stacie off of 2 games of 8 ball, right? When you have to play at least 6, I mean that's tough. So to go in 6-5 into the 8 ball, that would be huge, and I think everything we all want to see, anyways. Okay, she played for a little angle. She got the cue ball off the rail, which is nice. She's going to have to draw this a touch, so it looks like a high ball, I think, kind of flirts with hitting the 6 ball maybe. So anytime you got to draw this type of shot, speed's important, of course, but watch out for the 9 ball a little bit. I don't think she could get behind the 9 really, but okay, she took the path to where the 9 was never a problem, but she is a little far away from the 6. And the thing is, I think she still pockets the 6. You know, she's a good shooter, but when you get a little further away, your speed control coming on the 7. So she could get a little straight on the 7, which would cause problems getting on the 8. Just a little overcut. Interesting decision here for Stacie on. She's been a little bit more on the safe side of things the last few games with this match tightening up, so I think she probably plays the safety here as well. She can cut it, but position's tough. Actually left her pretty straight, so a makeable ball, but really hard to get position. So she's going to try and draw the cue ball. Yeah, the bank's not really on. She should cut the 7 right before the side pocket and let it go the end rail, middle of the end rail-ish, and then just kind of come back and forth with the cue ball. Maybe you get it on the 9. So you cut the left side of the 7, like hit it maybe a couple inches before the side, and let it just go up to the top rail and let the cue ball come back and forth. That's the most simple shot she has. She could come off the right side of the 7 and try and get behind the 8 with the cue ball. That's a more devastating safety if she can do it. Looks like she might be playing the bank. Or the 9 maybe. She wanted the 7 to go a little harder to the end rail. Good effort, just a little light. Yeah, she's right in between, playing it with left English or right. She can't quite decide. She wants to check the cue ball with right English and try and straighten it out coming up for the 8. Just use one rail, or if she wants to put a little left English on it, use 2 rails. Looks like she's going with inside spin. Yeah, it's just got away from her. She overcut it a little bit. So now she's going to have to pocket the 8, go 2 rails would follow, and take a shot on the 9. A little longer shot. She's hitting downward on this. Okay. this is a bank shot that Rachel will definitely take on. And watch out, cue ball.
Well, she avoided the scratch at least.
Yeah.
Has left Stacie.
And I think if Stacie would have looked at the 9 last shot, she would have rolled that 8 in and tried to take a cut on the 9. Like right here, when you're in this situation, you don't have to come backwards with the cue ball. That just complicates the 8. So here, you can just kind of roll it in and come across and cut the 9 in pretty easily. Now she made a nice hit there. That's going to get her to 7 games at the conclusion of our 9-ball side of this final.
Fires in that 9 in the corner, as Jeremy said, takes a 7-4 lead, and as the ladies prepare for the 8-ball set, I'm going to hear a quick word from our friends at pooldog.com.
Every loss is a very valuable lesson that I have taken and utilized from my mistakes to make a better person and a better player of myself and others.
I want to make a shout out to Leo, Jose. Without these guys, man, we all did it as a team,
Jose, holy smokes, I feel bad for him.
Loud in here, folks.
I think so.
Another opportunity for Jose Salas to finish this match off for the World Championship.
And there it is.
There you go, folks. The
Fantastic.
Scorpions, Joliet, Illinois. They are the 2020-2021 APA World 8-Ball Champions.
Thank you. Oh, first of all, I want to say thank you, God.
Thanks, God.
Thank you, APA. And thanks to all my friends, my family, mis amigos, mi familia.
And we
our
were on a
friends.
mission together as a team, and we became a family. Be consistent, practice, and always listen to the master players, the better shooters. They will guide you and they will lead you. My husband has led me, and I have led him and taught him things.
I also want to say right now, because my kids are watching, Junior, Daniel, we did it, baby. Number 1, baby, long shots, we did it. Daniel, look at Daddy's trophy.
And we are here with Veronica Spiro, Joe Colt, Jonathan Pavelski. How are you feeling?
Totally unbelievable. I had no idea I'd do this.
Amazing. No, this is the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Overwhelmed. Mind-blowing. I mean, I'm shaking. This is amazing and exciting.
The sport of pool has a lot of history, and traditionally the equipment has remained consistent over much of that history. But more recently, the sport has seen some modifications to one of its most visible pieces of playing equipment, the object balls. So we decided to dive into this evolution to better understand the driving force behind these changes and to examine how it's impacted players and fans alike. My search for answers started with our good friends at Aramith, the world's premier billiard ball manufacturer. Their pool balls are used by players around the globe at some of the biggest and best tournaments the sport has to offer. According to Aramith, the object balls have traditionally displayed the following color code. While this color scheme provides the best contrast between balls, that was not necessarily the case for video and television production, as dark blue, dark purple, and maroon can all be difficult to distinguish, especially under challenging lighting conditions. As more and more professional pool tournaments started appearing on TV, a change was needed. So Aramith created the Super Aramith Pro TV set, which features a pink 4 and 12 ball instead of the traditional dark purple. The 7 and 15 balls were also modified to feature a light brown color instead of maroon. The change drastically improved the contrast for television viewers, according to Aramith. But the color evolution did not stop there. More recently, at the request of Matchroom Sport, producers of the Mosconi Cup and several other professional pool tournaments, Aramith went back to the drawing board to help meet the need of viewers on mobile devices to better differentiate ball colors on smaller screens. With that, the Aramith Tournament Black Set was born. Aramith developed a light purple 5 ball to replace the traditional orange 5 ball, and used a light purple stripe on the 13 ball rather than the normal orange stripe. A lighter green ball replaced the darker green on both the 6 and 14. Most notable with the Aramith Tournament Black, though, was that all the stripe balls featured black instead of the traditional white or ivory that appears. This was designed for the 9-ball game to better distinguish the 9-ball with the 1-ball, which of course both feature the color yellow. Some have even referred to the 9-ball's new black and yellow color scheme affectionately as the Bumblebee. To get a professional player perspective on the Aramith Black Balls, we caught up with our good friend Florian Venom Kohler at the APA World Championships.
So I'm watching some footage here, and it's a professional pool match, and you can clearly see the difference with the Aramith Black being used. They really stand out a lot easier, and you can really see the difference.
All right, we are back here at Strokers. The ladies took a quick break in between the 9-ball and the 8-ball set. Appreciate you folks sticking with us. This is Stacie Bourbeau with the break.
Yeah, super square hit there with nothing down. I didn't see anything anyways, so we'll see Rachel here to see what she likes between the solids and the stripes, and it's not going to take her long. Pretty easy decision on the solids. You can see that group of 4 balls here on the lower left part of the table that are kind of ugly. Now, this is one thing, you don't want to leave that 7 down there for a long time by itself. Now, the good thing is there's not a whole lot covering the ball up, so getting back on that 7 shouldn't be too much of a problem. Probably uses the 5 to get there. So I think something like a draw stroke here, maybe. She could follow this, I guess, but I like drawing it. Yeah, I like that shot. She wanted to hit the 8 a little heavier, maybe not hit it at all. Now she can use the 5 to get on the 7, leave the 2 and 6 last. See the score here entering the 8-ball side, 7-4 for Stacie. Speed's important here. Speed's important. Speed's important. Okay. Well, it depends on how aggressive she wants to be here, but she's got a little bit of an angle, and usually when you're close to it, that little angle is all you need to move the cue ball pretty decent. So I'd like to get close to this too if I could, or at least, you know, not too far away. Okay, now decisions. And a little shake of the head. You can see she wanted to be a little straighter on that 2 ball. Now she might shoot the 6 first. So if she shoots the 2, she's got to commit with the cue ball, meaning she's probably got to come across and maybe bump the 10, maybe bump the 8. Scary thing bumping the 8 is if you move it into position to where it's not playable. Maybe she just eases this. She's overcut it. And so many times when you have to ease the ball, you just, for some reason, not as accurate.
You play much 8-ball anymore? I'm guessing not a whole lot.
No, not a whole lot. Yeah, we played a tournament last year in Dallas. It was really nice. A nice tournament to play 8-ball. I really like the game. On a tough 9-footer or a tough 7-footer, it's a really quality game. Now she's going to go for the cut here. The one thing about the cut here, you know, it's not easy because of the cueing, bridging, but she should cover up the pocket at least if she doesn't make it. Now me, myself, I probably quit making balls if I'm Stacie and play some type of safety trying to mildly open up the 15, 14, 11, and 13 somehow. The thing is, an 8-ball is much different than 9-ball. You can leave them a look at one of their balls, but if they don't really have a pocket or a shot at it, it's not really that effective for them. So she doesn't have to get the snooker here. She could just, like, let's say, just bump the 12 open a little bit and come to the bottom rail with the cue ball. Because it would be almost impossible for Rachel to defend from there. So I don't know if I make anything else from here. If I'm, yeah, I like that. That's a smart shot. Because really in these situations, it's Rachel that's really got to do something special. That first starts with making a good hit. She can kick 2 rails or 1. That kind of looks like it's going by them both. Yeah, that's what it looked like. So that's going to give up ball in hand. Now we'll see how aggressive Stacie wants to play. She can set up the cue ball behind the 11 and roll that in the side, I think. And then open all the balls up. She could shoot the 15 and come one rail and bump the 12, 11 open. She could shoot this ball and bump them open, I think. I think maybe she's just going to roll forward and play the safety on the 11, 12. I don't know. That's a little light. Yeah, she wanted to go much further with the cue ball. The safety's much easier. The thing is, don't be afraid to change plans. I guess she plays a little touch safety here on the 11. She just wants to touch the right side of it, real soft like, and lay behind it. Yeah, just like that. So you can see how Stacie has won this event before. I mean, when she gets in stroke, you know, the physical side of things, she gets comfortable. She moves the ball nice, makes balls great, and then also got that brain, right?
Mm-hmm.
Again, looks like she's maybe going right around it. We'll see. Oh, no, she got that one. Nice hit. Okay, probably. I like the rail first on the 14 myself with a high ball, making the cue ball move a little bit. She's still in a good spot with the 6 on the side rail, the 2 back down tables, so she can still take her time trying to win this game. And the reason why she didn't go rail first there is she knows she can play another soft safety here. Just shoot through the 12 ball and put her behind the 11. The 8 helps her a little bit. Doesn't want to move the 13 down table too much. I mean, not a big deal if she does, but that's a good simple safety using the 8 and the 11. It pays to hit them here at the APA U.S. Amateurs. You do not have to call it, right, Jason?
Right.
Make a good hit. Get a little fortune.
Watch out.
Yeah, so Stacie, no more safety left in this one. It'll be I think the 15 in the side, 13 in the side, 11 in the corner. There's a lot of ways you could play this one. You could shoot the 11 first, come out for the 13 in the side, then the 15. Most would play it this way.
A run out here would put Stacie on the hill. This race to 9 currently sits at 7 games.
Yeah, her checking the stretch position and a little bit the angle on the 11. Most wouldn't want to get straight in. You want to use the rail when you draw back off the 11. She wanted to stun a little closer as far as being able to reach it. So the thing is here, she shoots so well that if you have to shoot the 8 from off the rail, that's fine. Just don't force it on the 11. Trying to get better with the cue ball. Yeah, sweet shooting there.
All right, pockets the 8 in the corner. Stacie Bourbeau, ladies and gentlemen, is 1 game away from securing her 2nd U.S. Amateur Championship title. She will have the break.
Yeah, and some 7 years apart too, right? That's got to feel nice. Knowing you can, pretty stretched out career here for Stacie, and
yeah.
Not over for Rachel, though. I mean, she's obviously got to get it going and have a big string of wins here, 5 in a row to steal this title away, but definitely not out of it.
Never over till it's over. We've seen that before, but long road now for Rachel Lang, especially with Stacie holding the break here.
And really all week, the ladies have really capitalize on those leads. I really don't recall.
Scratch on the break.
That's the start, I'll tell you that. So she'll get ball in hand behind the line and have a choice on what she wants to shoot first. Seven's a little covered up. Solids look pretty good besides that. Stripes look pretty good too. The 15's a little funny. And the first shot's a little funny too, a little more missable. I guess she'll shoot the 15. That makes sense. She'll have the 10 to get on the 12 later. Or the 13 later. That's the ball up the table. The 9 goes. I'll probably use the 13 up table last, to be honest with you. I'd go ahead and clear all these, then use the 10 to get on the 13, and then you can see how clear the center of the table is coming down with the cue ball. So I like maybe the yeah, that's right on the slate line. Sometimes you'll get a little bevel there, and where the 3-piece slate, they come together. And they have to use epoxy kind of to get those slates to, some type of adhesive to get them together. But yeah, I think I like the 9, 14, 11, then on to the 10, 13 last, then come down for the 8. You can do it a few ways. You can certainly shoot the 9, 10. She's going to want to say something to the cue ball here. This is getting out of line. Yeah, she's gotten funny here. Tough on the 14. I don't think she can get at the 11. The 10's not really an option. The 13's a shootable ball, but the 10's thin, but man. She's done a lot of the work to where the solids are pretty wide open if she gives up the table, so. They're both tough. I kind of feel like the 13's a little better shot than the 10. Just because here you're talking about pocketing the ball. You have to kind of ignore your plan as far as the run out and really bear down on pocketing this 13. Nice shot. Now she's got the 14. Ooh, that 2 ball really made things difficult, Jason. Now her cue ball movement has really been obstructed. And I'm kind of wondering, can she go anywhere off the 2 that gets her a shot? Oh, she got by the 2, but she hit it thick, and I think the 2 was on her mind. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So the 2 goes in the side easily. That a lot of people say that's the first shot, but if the 8 goes by the 11, I probably leave the 2, maybe. I'd like to get down here on this 3-7 as quick as I could. You can use the 2 to do that as well. And then just come down and play on this one half of the table. That would be the best thing to do. So I think she'll knock the 4 off here. Oh, she's going to shoot the 1. Okay. And then come across for the 4. Okay. That's good. Pretty open here, though, so you can change plans quickly and it be okay. All about just making sure no miss. She's going to get a little funny cueing here. Kind of from nowhere also, so she's going to have to take on a tough shot on the 7. Wow, what a nice shot that was. Tell you, she's.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody all week, and it's not even close, has made as many long shots.
Yeah, they don't phase her, do they?
Yeah. And it's almost like she had that one earlier I commented to you where she got a little quick, right?
Yeah.
But for the most part, she stayed super smooth with those long shots, and I wonder if that's something that, she had to work into her game. That's not something that is easily done. A lot of times when you get a little distance, you really want to add a little speed.
Yeah.
Okay, I like her shooting the 3 first. She can hit a little high left. She can draw the ball over if she wants. Even high ball is fine. She's drawing it.
Oh, rattled it.
Didn't expect that.
Big break here for Rachel Lang now.
And I think she'll take the 10 on first, then shoot the 11 and come up on the 14, I think, anyways. She could come over for the 14 now, but she needs a touch of inside spin here to make sure she doesn't hit the 8. She wants to go between the 8 and 14. Yeah, she caught the 8. Now, she was going to go above the 8 the other way, which was fine. It was going to leave a little more difficult shot on the 14, but still it was okay. She just barely brushed the 8, and just been one of those kind of matches where it doesn't seem like really doing a whole lot wrong. Just like that 2 ball running up a minute ago to really hamper a cue ball. Now, the one thing is she's got the worst of it because she doesn't have an offensive shot, and she certainly can't get a snooker here. So Stacie will have a lot of options on where to leave the cue ball. And it looks like she'll probably just come off the left side of the 6 and go up by the side pocket. That's what I would do. And the reason why I say that is you don't want to hit the right side of the 6 and come below the 14, even though it's not offensive. Rachel could play a really nasty safety on you from there. Now she's looking at coming off the 3. I kind of felt like it was pretty easy to come off the left side of the 6 and get the safety. Yeah. Smart lady. She looked it over, but she realizes just not laying so well. A little dangerous. Well, so watch out side pocket here. That's the only problem. Ooh, she hit it maybe a hair heavy. We'll see. It's real close to if Rachel can get at that 14, and now she's looking to the bottom rail, so maybe she's snookered. Now the one thing, do you go all out to try and pocket this somewhere? She could kick softly on this ball and maybe live to fight another shot here in a moment. Yeah. Oh, came short on her. Yeah. And you know, this had the felt's perfect here, but as it breaks in a little bit, as matches get played, the ball tends to come a little bit shorter. The newness wears off the felt and grabs a little bit more. So this is a smart shot to set up with. I would probably set up with a hair more angle, but this is okay. She'll come to the side rail. Little shake of the head, so not exactly how she wanted to hit it, but I think she'll learn from that last miss she had to keep this simple and come up the table and take the cut on the 8. Just a nice high ball. Go ahead and go past the side pocket. You might get a little thin, but that's okay. Oh, she addressed it with English. That was a confident stroke.
Down to just the 8 ball here.
There you go.
Fires it in.
Yeah.
There you have it, folks. Stacie Bourbeau is your 2022 Women's U.S. Amateur Champion.
And 2 is the word, right? Twice for her, and hats off to Rachel Lang. She played a heck of a tournament.
Absolutely. You can see the ladies embrace after the match.
Yeah, I think they definitely have sparred before in the Northeast.
Yeah. Great finish here for Rachel Lang, runner-up for the first time. Of course, some disappointment there.
Yeah, she'll be back, though.
But she will be back. She's a young player.
Yeah.
She has done very well in this event in the past. We expect we will see her do very well in the future. But the moment, Jeremy, belongs to Ms. Bourbeau, who, again, like you said, for the second time has secured that coveted Women's U.S. Amateur Championship title. So congratulations to Stacie. Congratulations to Rachel. Congratulations to all the ladies who made it here to Strokers for this year's event. Class act as always in Strokers. We appreciate everything they've done to make this event a success. And Jeremy, we're going to start it all over tomorrow. We're going to hit the reset button and we're going to do the open division of the U.S. Amateur Championship, folks. So make sure you tune in tomorrow. We'll be back broadcasting live 10:30 Eastern with the first round of the men's or the open division of the U.S. Amateur Championship. Until then, we're going to say goodbye for just a little while.